Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, there's lots of planning that goes into the financial year, and here to talk about that for Allen County is Beth Seibert, Allen County Commissioner. Welcome, Beth.
Hello, Chris.
Good to have you
here.
Yeah, good to have you here. So, okay, so lots goes into planning for the future financially. I mean, we all do it at home, but
True.
Now you're talking about Allen County.
It's not much different than the steps we take each year at home, but it's on a much bigger scale.
Yes.
So we had a $37 million budget in 2024, and we are looking at presenting our budget formally to the elected officials and department heads next Wednesday morning and media. And so the commissioners are putting the final tweaks on it. We went into the year thinking it was going to be fairly flat, and I will have to say that valuations of property, which are required every 6 years by the state of Ohio, not something that Allen County and the county auditor can neglect, or we would be in trouble. But we do believe that that's the opportunity we have for any increase this year.
Okay.
So we're just putting the final touches on it. We start our budget year with looking at what it would cost incrementally to provide wage increases, because that is like the #1 thing that our elected officials and our department heads asked for. And we couldn't do county operations without our staff. And so we look at those numbers first, but we make the final decision at the end, and we're in the last few days of that.
Yeah. So when you're planning the budget for the following year, I mean, certain things have to come out right away, correct? Like, it's just like, that's a must. That's what's coming out of the budget.
Yeah, it has to be provided for, and there are increases in especially insurance. And again, the same things that are rising next year's household budget for all of our citizens include health insurance and liability insurance. Those are things that you just have to provide for.
Yeah. So when people come to you, do they ask for like a kind of a wish list of, are you able to provide for certain things, or how does it? I
will say that we've got a really good team of elected officials and department heads in Allen County, and nobody comes in with crazy requests, pie in the sky requests. Everybody understands that there are limitations, and there's 27 plus entities being funded with this budget. And I will say everybody comes with a conservative approach, but budget meeting after budget meeting, the fact that we need to compensate our employees fairly is pretty important. And it's really hard for county government to compete with private industry wages, because we don't make a product. So the revenues that come in, and there's about 150 different sources of revenues that fund our budget, 61% of that comes from sales tax, and we've seen a steady level to the sales tax. But we have to live off of those revenues, and we have to have a balanced budget.
Yeah, it's good to hear that there's a team that's very financially responsible.
We are.
So that's a fantastic thing to hear. Now, going to our new admin building that's downtown, what is the progress on that? How is that coming along?
I just drove by there on the way here. There's a nice big hole in the ground. We're going to start to see some shoring and preparation for the foundation, because there's a full basement that goes under this building, and it'll be at least 14 foot deep. And so we were talking today with our buildings and grounds manager that they're making plans for the shoring, for the safety of folks, and to put that foundation in. Also, we're finishing up a contract on materials testing, because the soil and other materials there have to have, they have to scientifically be able to support the weight of everything on top of it. And so we're entering into that contract. I know they were talking in yesterday's construction meeting that the timing of when trailers will come onto the site for the different contractors. I believe drainage needs to go into the site first before you put stuff on top of it. So I love it that the community is watching that with us. I hear about it.
Yeah, beautiful brand new building for downtown to support the other wonderful things that have happened downtown.
We're all excited.
Yeah, well, Beth, thank you for coming on and giving us updates of everything that you know. So perfect. All right. Well, don't go away because medical news is coming up next.